Have you ever wondered what it's like to train like the Ingebrigtsen brothers? Well, I have, and that is what I will be finding out in today's video. Many have been impressed by the Ingebrigtsen brothers' success in the last couple of years, with all three brothers being European champions and the youngest brother Jakob is smashing the world records for his age, and now at the age of 19 he's one of the best track runners in the world. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Göran, I'm a physio and a coach, and in this series I break down top athletes' training regime and try it out myself. And by the end of the video you will also get the chance to try out the Ingebrigtsen training regime. When it comes to the Ingebrigtsen brothers, there are several factors that are interesting. I've been following their TV show on Norwegian television, which is super fun, but you also get a pretty good insight into what they are doing. And I think that one of their success factors are that they are three brothers that can always push each other hard on training. So the first thing I needed to do when I was going to do this experiment to train like the Ingebrigtsen brothers was that I needed to clone myself. So these are my new training buddies. No, of course I'm just joking. That would be great to have two training partners like that. But for my training day I will have to do with myself. But I really think it's a big part of their success that they are three brothers on a really high level that can push each other on all the training sessions. And another big part of their success is for sure their father, who is also their coach, and he's really doing a dedicated job to provide them with the best possible training schedule, and he's pushing them hard. For example, the youngest brother Jakob started training systematically already as a 7-year-old. Now I've been doing a lot of research on how they train, and I found one interesting paper, a case study that a Norwegian scientist called Leif Inge Kjelta did, where he studied the success of the three brothers. From studying their training diaries through many years, he have drawn some conclusions about their training. First of all, they spend a lot of time training at and around their lactate threshold pace. The definition of lactate threshold pace is the maximum pace an athlete can keep for an extended time with little or no increase in lactate in their blood. About 25% of Ingebrigtsen's training time is at threshold pace or higher. In training periods, it seems like they run about 160 kilometers each week. So that's all very interesting facts about the Ingebrigtsen training regime. But what I'm looking for and what I need is a specific training day that I can copy and try out myself. Something that they have made very popular, at least here in Norway and in Sweden amongst runners, is something that's called double threshold days. That means that they do 2 interval sessions in one day around threshold pace. Although there are a lot of information to find online about Ingebrigtsen's training, it was surprisingly hard to find specific sessions that I could try out myself. But after finding some information here and there, I have put together something that at least should be very close to what a double threshold day looks like for Ingebrigtsen. I have also made a formula where I adjust their training for how much faster they are than me, so I should be doing the same sessions but of course on a slightly slower pace, but I should put in the same effort if I have done my calculations correctly. If you want to try out this training day yourself, watch until the end of the video and I will tell you how you can get this training schedule adjusted to your pace. So, all research are done and I'm finally ready to find out how it is to train like the Ingebrigtsen brothers. Tomorrow I will do my training day and I'm really psyched, hope you're psyched as well to find out how the Ingebrigtsen trains. So I'm ready to start my training day and I'm starting with an Ingebrigtsen breakfast consisting of bread, nougat and chocolate milk. This is something I would never usually eat and I don't think it's particularly healthy, but at least it consists of a lot of energy and a lot of carbohydrates. And Jakob said in an interview that his diet consists of bread, nougat and chocolate milk. So I will try to eat as an Ingebrigtsen today as well. So let's just get this awful breakfast done and then head out to the first training of the day. From watching their TV series, it seems like they do a lot of their trainings around a small lake on a gravel track. So I think this will be the perfect venue for my first training of the day, alongside this flat gravel road here that goes along the beautiful Oslo Fjorden. So this first training session, like the Ingebrigtsen, is an interval session on lactate threshold pace. So the Ingebrigtsen run 2K intervals times 5, and they run these intervals in just under 6 minutes. So I will also be running 6-minute intervals, but adjusting to my pace, I will be running 1.7 kilometers. And between the intervals there is a 2-minute rest. But before we head into the intervals, there is 30 minutes of warm-up on the schedule. So let's just start the warm-up of this first training session like the Ingebrigtsens. So let's just do this. 6 intervals. Let's start. First 3 intervals done. I'm feeling okay. So Ingebrigtsen do a lot of lactate tests, taking blood from the fingers during the intervals to make sure they don't get too high lactate and stay on threshold. I don't have that kind of equipment, I just have to trust my feeling, and so far I feel that I'm on a good threshold pace. The worst thing is actually my stomach. I have a bit of stomach ache. I shouldn't have eaten that Nugatti to breakfast. How do you do that, Jakob? So soon 2 minutes rest is done and it's time to start. 2 intervals left. Let's do this. So I'm done with the last interval. It was a good session, quite tough, but not extremely tough either. I think I managed to keep the lactate threshold pace pretty good. So 30 minutes of total interval time done. Now it's just 10 minutes of cool down before I'm done with the first session of this training day. It's time for the second training of the day, and as you can see I'm here at the track, and it seems like they do faster work on the track, and it also seems like on these double interval days they do faster work in the afternoon. So this second session is 8 times 1 kilometer intervals, and they ran these intervals in a speed of about 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So I will have to adjust that a bit because that's pretty fast, to 3 minutes and 25 seconds, and that should still be quite tough and a good session here on the track. And between the intervals we have 1 minute rest, and we start off with 15 minutes warm up. So let's just get started. And I'm done with the last interval. That was tough. I really had to struggle those last 3 intervals to keep up the pace, and I needed to go down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds to be able to finish the last ones. It felt super light in the beginning, and I was even running a bit too fast, like 3 minutes and 20 seconds the first couple of intervals. But then I started to struggle and started to feel that it's been a long training day. Whew. This was tough, but super interesting to try out this double interval day that the Ingebrigtsen seem to do a lot of. Yeah, now it's just a short cool down and then we're done with this training day. So that was super fun to try out this Ingebrigtsen training day, and if you would like to try to train like the Ingebrigtsens yourself, just comment your 3K PB in the comments down below, and then I will send you a PDF with the training schedule adjusted to your pace. And if you like this video and want more videos like this, feel free to comment an athlete down below that you would like me to train like in an upcoming episode. So hope you liked this video and joining me on this training day, and if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. That's always appreciated, and I will see you in the next one.